By default, AutoCAD has 4 workspace configurations: the 2D drafting and annotation, 3D modeling, AutoCAD Classic, and initial setup workspace. And they look like this. 2D drafting and annotation, the screen changes. And as you can see, we've got a line, and we can just do a circle there. 3D modeling, the tools change. Another feature is the AutoCAD Classic. I do like this layout, but for the purpose of these exercises, we shall always work in 2D drafting and annotation workspace. So this is what we're going to do. At the top, and we're going to use default drawing on this quick access toolbar. Now what we're going to do is we're going to select a template. Now there are 2 which we're interested in. AutoCAD.dwt, that's Imperial. Imperial is still used quite heavily in the United States. What we're after is AutoCAD CAD-DISO.dwt, which is the metric file, and that is right there. So we're going to click on that, open it, click continue, and now what we're going to do is click on the workspace settings, and we're going to go into 2D drafting and animation. Okay, so your page is set up and we're ready to start drawing. Now if you remember from our initial video, up the top we've got the ribbon. Now the ribbon contains a tab. If you follow down, that will give us the panel. Now if we move across, then we've got more tools hidden beneath these panels. It's important to realize that. So we haven't just got a circle, we've got a 3-point circle, or a tan radius, or center diameter, or whatever. Here we've got the ability to put in a little bit of text, and over here we've got layers. Now if anybody's worked in an image editing program, you will understand fully what layers do. Essentially, it's like having a load of sheets of tracing paper. Draw something on the base tracing paper, then put another piece of tracing paper on top, and draw another part of your diagram, and then put another piece on top, and keep on building it up and building it up by layer by layer by layer. The beauty is, if you've got a diagram that you need to change something, rather than changing the entire diagram, all you're doing is changing the layer. Quite important we get to become familiar with this, and in later videos we shall be looking at layers in some depth. Underneath our AutoCAD symbol we've got an applications menu. When we save, we'll go save as, and we're going to save them as AutoCAD drawings. If you want to print these diagrams out, just let us know and we can actually have them plotted, which is some form of incredibly elaborate, expensive printer, but it's pretty good. Every drawing begins with the creation of basic geometry. Objects such as lines, circles, arcs and rectangles. These objects are building blocks for the main part of the drawing, and what you are trying to create will utilise all of what I've just mentioned. The problem we've got is that knowing what the commands do and how they work is not really enough. We need to understand the basics of the Autocad coordinate system, and we also need to think about settings such as object snap, tracking and quite a few other features. So it's simply not a case of just drawing a line on the screen and joining it with another line. It is quite a significant amount of numeracy involved in using AutoCAD. But like I said, we'll work through it, and hopefully at the end we'll all be pretty proficient.